you remember when
Don't miss the
we were
further
young,
adventures of Dr. Boo as he saves the world with
running
his
down
sonic vaporizer.
beside the riverbank? Lazy days of comfort in the sun. Don't you wish you could find your way home? Don't you wish you could find your way back home? Well, I finally made it, oh, make it too. Every day you slip away. Well, she smiles at me. Surrender my believe I could touch today.
Yeah, that'll work.
Can you remember when we were
Yeah, I
young?
did. Still got coverage, yes.
Running down
Cool.
beside that river. Lazy days of comfort.
Have a seat. Come on in, have a seat. Let's see how we look from here. We have to jump around. Yeah, you jump up here.
I just called just to tell you
That's better. Set up like this.
that I got
Hey, how you doing? It's Normal Bean here, and we're on Normal Bean Show, and I got some wonderful guests here. Mr. Chris Milligan here from Trine Publishing.
won't you come
Right
How
on.
do you do?
And then I got Thumper Lee here. High times.
come, baby,
So we want to say hi to all you people out there.
come and
We got some wonderful news. We're going to cover FanFest and our LA show with Barry Prince from the Tubes on 420. You don't want to miss that show. So hey guys, what do you think?
Yeehaw! Yeah.
Right on. So are you happy to be in Oregon?
I am. I'm really, really happy to be in Oregon. It's been a moment. You know, last time I was here was like 1999. I came out to play a gig with my band that I was playing with back in '98
Right.
before going to Europe and joining the Cannabis Cup festivities over there.
Tell us about what you do at the Cannabis Cup.
Um,
What's that all about?
Basically, I am the part of the production staff.
Yes, you
My
smile.
duties just include going to their events or Cannabis Cup events, helping to set it up, and then just maintaining, filling track spaces, helping people out, doing a lot of this and that.
Right on.
And then, you know, it could be anything from working security to folding t-shirts to giving out goodie bags to selling merchandise to helping vendors to, you know, running around.
Yes,
All around.
All around kind of guy. And at the end, packing it all up and making sure it gets back to the storage unit.
Oh, that sounds like a cool job.
It's alright, yeah.
So you get to travel around a lot.
Yes, yes.
That's really
Well,
neat.
my whole life has been traveling. I've been on the road almost 21 years. And it's, I always wonder what it'd be like to settle down somewhere.
So do you think Cannabis Cups are going to get bigger and it's just
Oh.
going to grow?
Yes, yes. Coming up on April 18th to the 20th, the second annual High Times Cannabis Cup in Denver, Colorado will be happening, and we're expecting about 30,000 people. It will be our largest event to date.
Right.
Yeah,
Wow, that's exciting.
yeah.
Well, hey, Mr. Milligan, you know Thumper from way back in High Times, right?
Yeah, I met him at a Cannabis Cup
All right.
at the infamous
Amsterdam?
in Amsterdam
Right.
at the infamous 16th Cannabis Cup, the Conspiracy Cup.
The Conspiracy Cup. Right on. Well, so tell us about some of your projects that are going on.
Well, we're working on a bunch of books, and then we have a thing going on in L.A. This gallery called me up, La Luz de Jesus Gallery, and said they wanted to do a show with some of our authors and whatnot. And I says, well, why not do some music too? And so, and it's 420, and I called him up and I says, you know, 420 is Easter this year. And he says, oh, really? And he looked at his calendar. He says, by golly, it is, you know. So this Easter we're going to be at La Luz de Jesus Gallery at 420, and going to have Daniel Hopsicker, who wrote Burying the Boys and Welcome to Terrorland, and has a website, madcowprod.com. Very, very interesting stuff on it there. He was a vice president of, well, actually, no, he was a president of a company in Venice, California, executive producer, had show aired internationally on NBC, and then he started to look at some of this stories that we talk about, and,
Wow.
and it got him a whole new career, you might say. And then we're also going to have Sherry Seymour, who has a book called Last Circle, story about Danny Casolaro, and it's also a story about the drug trade and the spooks and about Hollywood. And so we're going to do a presentation called Somatize a Great Nation, how the drug trade and Hollywood control your future.
Wow.
Somatize a great nation. That doesn't have anything to do with Soma from Soma Seeds in Amsterdam.
No, it has to do with Mr. Kesey.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes a great.
Oh, okay.
Sometimes a great notion.
Okay, and Somatize a great nation.
Yeah,
right,
Ah,
right.
nice.
Because you know, I've read a lot of conspiracy literature and stuff like that, you know, and if you read enough deep into it, you find things where people say that, like the Grateful Dead and Kesey and Garcia were FBI agents and stuff like that, and
You hear a lot of things.
and it's not true. And I used to, I mean, you know, Mr. Kesey just lived right down the road here, you know, and I since I read these things, I talked to him about it, you know. And he says, well, no, his word to me was hijack.
That's it.
Yeah, he said he found something real nice, and he thought he should share it with his friends and whatnot. So, but we have some books coming out that are looking into that, you know, into that question, and there is some, you know, truth to our intelligence agencies. Did try and you know, get people stoned in stuff time, because it causes, you know, it does.
Well, that's where the whole Kesey thing was. You know, he was doing tests in a college. You know, he's trying to make extra money, and lo and behold, he discovered that, hey, there's this whole thing going on here, and by basically taking it and exposing it to the kids and everyone else, it kind of backfired on their plan and rewrote history.
Yeah.
So, well, let's move right along. I want to let you all know about Fan Fest that's going on. We're up the McKenzie River in a very beautiful spot.
Tell me about Prairie Prince first.
Oh yeah. Prairie Prince. I mentioned that. We got he was actually the original drummer for Journey. A lot of people don't know that, but yes, he was the original drummer for Journey. And he currently plays with Todd Rundgren, and he was the Tubes drummer. So, you know, what more can we really say about the cat?
He's going to be there at 420
awesome
in Los Angeles.
So catch him, and we've got a couple other surprise people from the LA area. They're going to jump in, and so you don't want to miss the show. If you can make it down there, it's Hollywood Boulevard, say it again.
La Luz de Jesus Gallery.
Yeah, the Jesus Gallery. That's how I remember it if you're a hippie. But just go down there and find us, and it's 420. And a lot of people have been asking me this since our last year's tour was the Fantastic Journey, and the theme was the rabbit. And now all of a sudden we're on 420. Yeah, it's Easter, so we'll see you there, and we'll have a special egg just for you. So let's go on, move on to a couple other things. I want to point out the Emerald Empire Hemp Fest that's going to be happening in July 18th, 19th, and 20th. It'll be down to Maury Jacobs Park, and it's getting bigger and bigger. It seems to me that Hemp Fest has been the front lines for the cannabis war. It's the in-between place between Washington and California. So it shifts back and forth, and all eyes are upon us. Now that it's legal in Colorado and Washington and about to be legal here in California.
And Alaska.
It's really the focus of the attention is here. Now I predict that this festival is just going to blossom. We have one of the #1 bands from the country that was on Jimmy Kimmel. It's going to be there. Excellent talent from all over the world flying in. Don't miss that show. And thanks for your support, all the vendors who have been there every year and helped us. We really couldn't have done it without you. So from Dan Kuzer and myself and the whole staff, thank you.
FamFest.
FamFest. Back to FamFest. Let me tell you, FamFest is June 13th, 14th, and 15th. 16th, that weekend. It is a wonderful spot. It's up the McKenzie River in beautiful nature area. And it's exactly what it is. It's FamFest. It's a family festival. The hottest family bands that I could find in the country are there. All 3 prankster bands are there. It's going to be a monumental time, so I'll see you there. You can get tickets at Brown Paper Bag Tickets. Just go to the site, Official FamFest.
Right.
Let's talk about Trine Day. Tell us about Trine Day.
Well, it's a publishing house. My daddy told me some things I didn't understand many years ago. He was had worked high up in the CIA and stuff, and he left them in '59. Started talking to me in '69, and so we do suppressed books. We do the books that New York.
What's a suppressed book?
Oh, like about the Bilderberg Group,
Okay.
about CIA drugs.
So something no one else would want to publish because they're scared to publish it, or what? They just
Well, because they're mostly
not mainstream.
It's not mainstream, and most of the publishing houses are already owned because of the illegality of drugs. Because it creates these huge, big slush funds. Okay, to allow people out of the shadows. I mean, think about it. If we had 2 sugar companies, and we don't. Okay, but if you had 1 sugar company that brought in cocaine, the other one didn't.
got it.
You know, so there's, you know, one thing my daddy told me, the first things out of his mouth, he told me, he says, the Vietnam War is about drugs.
It's time to
There's
find
secret
another
societies behind it. I didn't know what he was talking about. But, you know, because of that, you know, I've been studying and reading, and my friend Daniel Hofsticker, he had he had done a book called Barry Seal, and excuse me, and he'd been with an agent for a couple years in New York, and nobody would print it. And after hearing him talk about it for a couple of times, I finally said, well, I've got a computer on my desk. They tell me I can make a book. So I went and found a friend of mine who had made a book, and I made a book. And I helped him sell it, and then another friend of mine, his book was going out of print. I said, oh, that can't happen. We need to keep it in print, we get it in hardback, so we get it in libraries and stuff. So I went out and borrowed some money and started a publishing house, and it was about 10 years ago, 12 years ago or so, and I've been at it ever since.
So very successful. It's really neat to have an independent publishing company actually telling the truth out there and helping artists like that. So support Trine Day Publishing. You can go on the website, just look them up, no problem. So let's talk about some current events here. What's it like being a hippie in the modern day now that marijuana is legal? Well, things are changing. As Bob Dylan said, the times they're changing. What once we were the biggest outlaws around, and now all of a sudden everyone's looking at the hippies. What's it like to be hippie? What do? Watch the show and find out. We're going to go through a couple different clips and show you that. That's coming later. Thanks a lot. Cut.
Seeing evil,
Anything else you guys want to talk about this?
feeling evil, speaking the evil.
I'd like you to set this and then just do like a 30-second clip on like Trine Day film.
Tiptoe to your corner, little
Yeah,
Just the time. Yeah, just the day, the time. It's going to be a trailer thing.
It's time to find another
So just the date, the time, specifics of that.
monkey see, monkey do, monkey see, monkey do. How about you?
Do.
Trine Day presents a double-edged sword production. Somatize a great nation. With Daniel Hopsicker, Chris Milligan, and Cheryl Seymour. April 20th, 4/20, 2014, La Luz de Jesus Gallery, 4633 Hollywood Boulevard, Los Angeles, California, 6 to 9 p.m. Also with Normal Bean, with Prairie Prince from the Tubes, from 6 to 9, be there.
Perfect. That's it. That's what I needed. All right.
Let's smoke a dude.